Hi everyone, this is a quick tutorial on how to style your essays in MLA format for English courses, especially English 1101, 1105, 1201, and 1102. Let's get right to it. Alright, so this is for Google Docs. If you're using Word, it's going to be slightly different. What you're going to do is go to Google Docs. You're going to log in if you haven't already. You're just going to make a new blank document. The first thing I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and press Control A and make your font size 12. That'll make everything a little quicker. And while you have everything selected, make your spacing double spaced. All right. Now, next we want to go to click on File and go down to Page Setup, and make sure everything is set to 1-inch margins. So all these numbers here should be 1. The orientation should be portrait, and you want to make sure that this applies to the whole document. So once you've done that, click OK. There are two things you need to be able to see in order to follow this tutorial. So click on View and make sure Show Print Layout and Show Ruler are selected. If you want these other things selected, you can also click them. Alright, first let's format your header. So click twice at the very top of the document and click Insert, Page Numbers, and you want this one here. You want to align it to the right, so right align, click around it, and add your name. So my last name is Barnhart. Just your last name. So Barnhart1. Alright, we can click out of that. Now we're going to make sure that these are both set to 0. These two things on the ruler should both be set to 0. Alright, now you're going to go ahead and put in first your name, your full name. So Alan Barnhart. Next, you're going to put in your professor's name, so Professor Barnhart. You're going to, on a new line, you're going to put in the course code and section number. So if you're in my English 1101 course, it's going to be ENGL 1101-088. And then lastly, you're going to put the date. And there's a specific way to put in the date, and that is day, full month name, and then the full year. There's going to be no punctuation anywhere in this. So I believe this has to do the 20th of September 2023. Alright, so that's all you want for the date. I want you to click or press Enter twice to make 2 new lines, and then go back up to that first line and align it centered. Now this is where you can put in your title. So your title for this is going to be something like A Day in My Life. Your title is probably going to be something more specific, maybe less generic than that. But that's, you just want to have a unique title. Before I forget, go back to your header and make sure it is also set to 12-point font. Alright, and then click back down to the body. You want to be at the lowest line you've made yet. And you want to go back up to this ruler, and you want to move this little rectangle to 50. Now this has you set up to write everything in your body. Whenever you fill out a line, it's going to, when you press enter, it's going to go ahead and automatically indent the next line. So everything will work out just fine for the body. Between parts of your body, you shouldn't have any extra spaces, so it'll look something like this. You can have your essay title, no extra space, it's just double spaced throughout, no space between paragraphs, all that. And your font should be something that's legible. It's easily legible and professional looking. I recommend Times New Roman or Arial. You could also use Courier or Courier New. There are a few other fonts that are generally accepted. But Times New Roman and Arial are the two most common that you'll see. Alright, so once you've made your body, or right now, before you've started, you'll usually need to make a works cited sheet. So let's go ahead and show you how to do that. So you're going to go to Insert, Break, and you can add a page break or a section break. I like section breaks, so we're going to click Section Break, Next Page. Alright, so this first line is going to be our title for this sheet. So go ahead and move this bar back to 0 on the ruler. Move that little part back to 0. Press Enter once. Go back up to that line, and you're going to align it centered. Now on this line, you're going to write Works Cited. Doesn't matter how many citations you have, it's Works Cited. That's the name of the page we're on. Go down to the next line with your arrow key, and you're going to move this whole arrow to 50. Once you've moved that to 50, you're going to click on the little rectangle and you're going to move that back to 0. And this will properly format your entries for your citations. So when you click here, if you go down to the Works Cited sheet, you'll see that the first line is at the far left, and every subsequent line is 50 points over. And so it doesn't matter how many of those you have, that's how it's going to go. Alright, the last thing I want to point out is that if you want to see your word count, you can click on Tools, Word Count, and I recommend you just click on this Display Word Count while typing, click OK. And now if you go over here, you have your information on how many pages, how many words you have, and all that. Alright, I hope this helps you guys.